Guys, this is my Walking Dead Part 2 for this week after episode 7. Thank you to all of you that submitted questions once again, and if you have any more questions, leave them in the comments. Leave them in the comments. I still have 9 questions left, but definitely expect one more Q&A after this Sunday. Today is Friday. Okay, let's get started. The first one is, who will Negan kill in the season finale? Since we all know that Negan is going to be in the season finale, and for those of you who read the comments, for those of you who read the comics, you know that Negan, when he appeared, he killed a major character off. So we could all assume that the TV series is going to happen the same way. So, who do I think will die in the finale, season finale? Who do I think that Negan will kill? Okay, there's only a few potential options here. Carol, Carl, Abraham, Daryl, Morgan, Glenn, and Michonne. Those are the only ones I see that he could kill big enough that basically the reason he wanted to kill somebody in the comics was because he wanted to hurt Rick. So it has to be a character that means a lot to Rick. Carol, they already said she's the safest character. She's a character that means a lot to Rick because they've been through so much together. They've been together since the beginning, and basically they're like brother and sister at this point, even though they haven't said anything. I think they are. Carol takes care of Judith, so she does mean a lot to Rick. Daryl is interesting. Daryl, he said, "You're my brother." So he means a lot to Rick. Daryl is a potential character that could potentially die because even though he is popular, even though he does bring a lot of money to the show, I feel like there isn't that many options in terms of killing characters off that would really hurt Rick. If they killed Daryl off, that would really hurt Rick. It's tricky with him. It's either him or Glenn. Another one is Michonne. Michonne is basically like Carl's friend and second mother, so to speak. He gives Carl advice. Carl really means a lot to Michonne, and Rick really appreciates Michonne taking care of Carl. She's like his big sister, so to speak. So that would really hurt Rick. I think Michonne is an option, but at the same time, she is a female character. So I don't know. She may just be safe because of that reason. Abraham, even though Rick and Abraham don't get along that much, they don't really know each other that much, I kind of feel Abraham is safe from this, just because even though he is a big character, but he isn't big enough for this type of death, I wouldn't say. Abraham, I think Abraham is excluded just because he isn't big enough, and I think it has to be a bigger death than this. He could die around that same time, but I don't think that Negan will be the one to kill him. Glenn is really interesting. Glenn, the same thing. Rick and Glenn are basically best friends, I want to say. Glenn kind of gets in Rick's head a little bit, to try to do the right thing sometimes, because Glenn is really a good guy, and if they killed Glenn off by the hands of Negan, we would really hate Negan, but at the same time, it's interesting because, like I said, they have to kill somebody off, and Glenn could potentially be the one, so that's another option. Carl's another option. They could potentially just kill him off there because in the comics, they obviously they want to hurt Rick, so killing off Carl would really be a big moment, because at that point Rick would just lose it and kill him. In the comics, Rick didn't kill Negan, and I think if he would have killed Carl, he would have killed him, no questions asked. I think Carl is safe. The reason I put him in this list is because he is a big enough character that Rick cares about, so that's why I put him in this list. But I think he's safe just because Carl has so much potential for the future. He's safe. The final character, and I think this is very likely to happen, is Morgan. Morgan was there for Rick since the beginning of the series. They're not brothers or they're not best friends or anything, but he doesn't understand where Morgan comes from. Morgan understands where Rick comes from. So they do understand each other, like brothers in arms, so to speak. So Morgan does mean a lot to Rick. He does, but not to the point of brother or sister or stuff like that. Morgan could die just because the actor is busy. Right now, most of us don't like him, but I think he will change, to be honest with you. So don't worry about that. He will change. So he's another interesting character. So those are my characters. Carol, Abraham, Carl, and Michonne are excluded. The only options I see is Daryl, Morgan, and Glenn. Glenn just came back, so they could kill him, but that would really be shocking. I don't know why they would do that. They just put him in this situation. We just saw him back, and 8 episodes later, imagine they killed him. I'm going to say they're not going to kill him. Just that's my opinion. Daryl, Dwight just came in, so Daryl's in danger because he came in, and there's been foreshadowing of Daryl dying. Daryl is, like I said, I don't know for sure. Who do I prefer to die most? I think Morgan. I prefer Glenn and Daryl to be alive and Morgan to die. I'm just going to say my pick to die is Morgan. It most likely will be Glenn or Daryl because I can't really make a great prediction here because it's really hard to pick who I really want to see die. I don't really want to see any of the characters die, but if somebody has to die, I kind of want to see Morgan rather than Daryl or Glenn. So hopefully I answered your question. It's a little tricky because some of us have different characters that they like more, and if you look at the facts, it's not going to be a female character. It's not going to be Carl. Abraham's not big enough. The only options right now are Morgan, Daryl, and Glenn. Glenn, they just brought back. So like I said, it's really hard. They could kill him, but at the same time, they could go with Daryl, they could go with Morgan. So we just have to wait and see, but I would rather see Morgan die than the other two, just to be honest with you. So great question there. The next one is similar to, it's related to Morgan. It's from it's from Spoot. This one is, he says, do you think Morgan will ever go crazy again? Just like I was saying, Morgan, I think, has to go crazy again. Maybe in more controlled state. I don't think he's going to go crazy to the point there where he just wanted to kill everybody, everything. He was just out of his mind at that point. He was like crazier than Michonne, I want to say. I think he will go crazy to a certain extent because he's going to witness stuff that will change him, even though he doesn't want to change. He said it in the last episode. It's really hard for him to not kill somebody, but at the same time, he doesn't want to go back to the way he was. But I think he will go crazy to a certain point. I think he's going to just lose it. Something's going to happen because of him. He's going to lose it, and he will basically go crazy maybe to the point where Carol is right now. He's like gonna go crazy like Rick and Carol, and he is gonna be effective again. So to answer your question, is he gonna go crazy to the point where he was before? No, he's not. I think he will go to a certain point, but not to that extent. But I think he does have to change. That's no question right there. He does have to change. He has to. There's no option. Thanks for the question. The next one is from Aka Noobas. He says, what is your favorite character? This is a hard question for me. I did a top 10 favorite characters about 2 months ago or so. And number 1 for me was Rick. But at this point, it's a little hard right now. I think Carol went up to number 2. Daryl's number 3. I think Glenn's number 4. And Morgan's number 5 for me. I think Rick is still number 1 for me, to be honest with you. My favorite character for me is Rick right now. It is hard because for me, I kind of see them in the same level. So even if I pick Rick, it doesn't mean that Rick is like number 1. But there can't be like 3 number 1s and 1 number 2 or something like that. So to answer your question, Rick is my favorite right now. Carol's my second favorite. Daryl's my third favorite. Glenn is my fourth favorite. And Morgan is my 5th favorite. I think Morgan's going to keep going down, to be honest with you, unless he changes, unless he goes crazy. So thanks for the question. This will be the final... Nope, it won't. Next question is from the gaming professor. He says, what is your favorite video to make on YouTube? This is a great question. My favorite video to make on YouTube obviously is going to be Walking Dead related. Q&As I think are my favorite video to make. Yeah, I really enjoy Q&As just because we talk about so many different things from the show or random questions or stuff like that. So I have more freedom with those videos, whereas reviews and predictions, I basically only have what the show shows me or what the sneak peek and promo shows me. So I kind of put my own take on those too, but Q&As are more freedom, so I kind of enjoy them more. When I'm talking, I think I think these videos come out even better than my reviews and predictions just because I have more freedom. So my favorite videos to make are Q&As. So thanks for that question. This will be the final question. It's also from the gaming professor. He says, do you know how to ride a bike or swim in the water, or both? I actually know how to do both. I haven't ridden a bike in about 5 years or so, maybe more. I know how to ride a bike, I just haven't had time, I haven't had time to do it. It's at this point just kind of like a hobby. It would be a hobby, just to go places and everything. I just use my car for now. I have to work, so I have to do other stuff, so I don't really have time. I love to swim. I'm going to go into the Navy in about 5 years or so. Right now I'm 21, so I'll be 26. Once I'm done with my school and everything, once I'm done with everything I have to take care of, I'm going to be going into the Navy, so I definitely love to swim. If I didn't love to swim, I wouldn't go to the Navy because you're going to be around water anyway, so if you hate swimming, you're going to hate the job. So yeah, thanks for the questions. Expect the third Q&A for Sunday, and yeah, if you have any more questions, leave them in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about Negan, Morgan, and everything else I said. And that's it for this video. If you guys like this video, please thumb it up below. If you want to support the channel, please share and favorite. And if you're new and you want to see the latest Walking Dead reviews, news, and predictions from me, please subscribe. That's it for this video. See you guys next time, and thanks for watching.